Hi there. My name is Danny Kelly. I'm an account services analyst for East Bay Community Energy, or EBCE for short. In this video, I'll give a brief introduction on how to make sense of your energy bill as a business customer with EBCE. Before we dig into the bill, it is helpful to differentiate PG&E and EBCE's services when you're an EBCE customer. EBCE is responsible for your electricity generation, or choosing the energy source. PG&E is responsible for delivering that energy to you and sending you the bill. EBCE offers different power mixes to our customers, including our Bright Choice option, which allows customers to save money in comparison to what they would have paid on PG&E's standard generation service. The first page of your bill summarizes your energy services and charges. At the top of the page, you'll see the amount due on your last bill, the amount you paid, and the difference if you have an outstanding balance. Next, you'll find this period's charges. As an East Bay Community Energy customer, you'll see that your electric charges have been separated into delivery and generation, as discussed before. Most customers will see an additional line item for gas services. The monthly billing history graph shows you how this bill compares to previous months. Electric charges are shown in black, gas charges in gray. Spikes and dips in prices are typically attributable to three things: your usage, seasonal rate changes, or general rate changes. Moving on to page 2 of your bill, you'll find some additional information on definitions of charges, contact information, and so on. For the most part, this information does not change from bill to bill. Some of the charges identified here are incorporated into delivery charges, and others you'll see repeated on that delivery page. Customers with multiple service agreements will receive an overview page such as this one. Here, you'll find an overview of your usage and costs for each meter during this billing period. These charges are broken down in detail in the following pages. While the order of pages may vary, after the first few summary pages, you'll find a detailed page for each of your services under this account. Let's start here with the details of PG&E's electric delivery charges. This is what PG&E charges you to use their poles and wires. In general, the electric delivery charges, like the electric generation charges, are volumetric and time dependent. In other words, how much electricity you use and when you use it is reflected in the price. Now let's dive into the details. First, take note of the billing period, or the days you are being charged for. Your statement date is the date you were sent the bill, after you had already used the energy. Here, you can also see the address of the meter, the identification number, and the rate schedule the meter is on. As for charges, we begin with the customer charge. This is a charge you pay for being a PG&E customer. It is a flat charge per day, not corresponding to how much energy you use. Next, we see the demand charge. This charge is assessed based on the 15 minutes where you pulled the most energy at once during that bill period, often for each of the time buckets. Please note, lower usage businesses and residents are not charged demand charges. Up next, we see energy charges. These charges reflect how much energy you used and when you used it. As you can see for this customer, the cost of their electricity depends on whether it is used in a peak, off-peak, or super off-peak time period. Put simply, rates are more expensive during peak hours from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. when there's less clean energy available and still a high demand in the market. Customers can save money by using less energy or by shifting their electric usage to off-peak hours whenever possible. I'll go into more detail on the categorization of time periods referenced later in this video. Moving on, you'll see the generation credit, the power charge and difference adjustment, and the franchise fee surcharge. This is where things get a bit confusing, so I'll try to keep this explanation simple. PG&E gives you a credit as an EBCE customer for not receiving your electricity generation from them, the generation credit. The power charge and difference adjustment, or PCIA, and franchise fee surcharge are assessed to all PG&E customers. They get pulled out as separate line items as an EBCE customer. Your PCIA vintage year can be seen at the bottom of this page. You can see an overview of how much energy you used and when you used it in the chart at the bottom of the page. You'll also see a categorization of the different time of use periods. For each electric delivery page, you should see a comparable electric generation page. On the EBCE generation page, you will once again find volumetric and time of use energy charges and demand charges when applicable. These are not duplicate charges, but rather charges for different services, the generation of electricity as opposed to the delivery of it. For customer convenience, EBCE follows PG&E's rate structure and automatically updates our rates if you change your rates with PG&E. This means you only need to worry about one time of use rate structure, which I'll explain later. Your current rate schedule is shown here. Additionally, in order to easily compare our rates to PG&E's standard generation rate, we use the same generation rate as PG&E, then subtract the PCIA and franchise fee. If you're on Bright Choice, our cost-saving option, you will see exactly how much you saved here as a credit. If you're on Renewable 100, our entirely renewable option, that will be listed as an additional charge so that you'll know exactly what your premium was that bill period. Additional taxes will be listed below our net charges. These taxes are not unique to EBCE customers. Now that you've seen that your electricity costs are dependent on when you use the energy, let's take a look at how this plays out. In March 2021, the vast majority of businesses were transitioned to time of use B rates if they weren't already enrolled in these new rates. We'll be looking at time periods and seasons as they correspond to these new default B rates. The price of electricity changes by time of day and season. As you can see, electricity is more expensive year-round from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Rates are extremely low from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. from March through May, when there's often a lot of solar generation online and not too much AC being used. You'll notice the summer season has been shortened to just 4 months in comparison to the legacy structure. The exact price difference between the different time periods depends on your specific rate and can be found on EBCE's time of use page or in the PG&E tariff. I hope this video helped answer many of your questions surrounding your energy bill. For specifics on gas charges, please reach out to PG&E or your third-party provider directly. If you'd like to connect and follow up with us, give us a follow through the handles below and contact us. I look forward to working with you.